perfect segue to the subject of the podcast, which is like, that's such a single guy story. Should introduce yourselves and the name of the podcast.
Alright.
Right now? Are we doing this on camera?
We already started.
Alright, cool.
What do you want to call the podcast? We haven't even.
What should we name the podcast?
Yeah,
I don't want to name it Whiskey.
Whiskey.
I don't want to name it that. We need a name that's going to make it stand out.
The motherfucking podcast you should fucking listen
Imagine
to.
You'll get herpes if you don't listen to this. AIDS is assured if you don't play this.
Seriously. It's up to you. Do you want to get AIDS or do you not want to get AIDS?
Want it? No, listen to this. Want AIDS? No, play.
Yeah, man, look.
Safe sex with Radhames and Angel.
That's not gay.
That sounds like a porno, bro. Safe sex with Radhames and Angel.
You can't use sex because we're not always going to discuss sex.
You want me to time this at what, like 40 minutes? I say we started at 2:45.
Yeah. Let's do. How about we call it like hanging out or chilling out?
How about bearded nonsense?
No, we're not. I'm not always gonna have a beard.
Yeah, I'm not always gonna have a beard.
I can't grow a beard.
You can't? You have a full head of hair.
When I finally saw him when I was online, and I thought he was like a myth. He just came. He came in and basically shat talk everybody while we were online. When he came up to me, I was like, oh, because he was going at us for like not being shaved or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, he came up to me. He's like, you don't grow hair on your face. I can tell. And this was
just shatter your life. Like, whatever.
But it was a relief.
He's like, you don't count, you little pussy.
Yo, I remember one time I got pledged because I had shaved at like fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. I had mad shit to do that day. And then it was already like 7 p.m. and I already had like way beyond like a 5 o'clock shadow. And then the brothers were like, you haven't shaved at all today, number one. And I was just doing push-ups like, excuse me sir, yes I have. Like I shaved. And they're like, bullshit! You already got hair on your face! You don't grow hair that quickly! And I'm like, nigga, you don't know me, nigga. Like, what? You don't know my life, nigga. Like, it's not my fault you niggas can't grow hair like this.
So bearded nonsense with Radhames and Angel?
Bearded nonsense. The naked truth.
I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
If we were doing this live, we would go to the audience for suggestions.
Yeah, right.
And thousands of people would respond.
Did somebody just hit their head?
This
Did you hear that?
Nah, we're probably listening to child abuse. There used to be a guy upstairs who used to savagely beat his wife. I'm like,
Oh my god, you told me about that shit.
For the record, it's like a blizzardy day in Washington Heights when we're filming this. There's kids playing on the outside.
It sounded like somebody slid it in there. Just hit their head or something.
what should we call it?
Why don't we let that be a contest when we upload this podcast, so that way people return.
You know what?
to
We'll
the
figure it
second.
out. We'll figure it out
Yeah.
as we go along. Let's just fucking do this.
Introduce yourselves.
How you doing, guys? My name is Angel Gonzalez. You might have heard me nowhere because I'm not famous yet, so that's it.
My name is Radhames, and you don't know me yet because you're not awesome. So get familiar and step up the class in your life. So that's who I am.
This is Sergio, Tupac, Uzurin behind the camera.
Oh, and by the way, I said that was a cognac. It's actually a brandy, but that's a brandy cup, so it's good.
Wait, your middle name is actually Tupac?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy's the coolest guy ever.
That's pretty cool, man.
You hear his voice? His voice is awesome. He's like,
Yeah, you got like a local tour voice. Like a fucking...
Yeah, like you should be a locutor, man. Like,
Yes. 97.1. Like 93.1.
amor.
Yo, you know our frat brother does that voice, right? For Amor, like the voice.
That's
the
a frat brother?
Yeah, that's Anthony Mendez. He does the narrator voice for Jane the Virgin.
He's going to become the most successful guy in the chapter.
Yeah, he's going to, yeah.
He's an American Sniper too?
Yeah. No, he's not an American.
Oh, he's not?
That's a brother from Emperadores.
Oh, okay, so we got a couple.
You know that guy from American Sniper that they made the movie of is a fucking asshole and a murderer.
Yeah.
He's a murderer.
So
He's a fucking murderer. And he died and I'm supposed to feel sad. Douche. Fuck you. You're a dick. Don't put this on the podcast.
He's like, I don't want Americans. I don't want America. That's one of the funniest movies ever, by the way. I don't know. Just that song alone always makes it. America, fuck yeah.
I like to quote, lick my butt and suck on my balls.
when they played that at UB, like they have a theater and everything.
Yeah.
It had just been the banda acid, the tsunami in Southeast Asia. So you know the scene when the Panama Canal breaks up and everyone drowns. Like the silence in the room was like it was worse than when like Bush was elected and like I was in the same room. It was just dead silence and disappointment for like 30 seconds.
Damn, that was pretty disappointing. That was a lot of disappointment in that one sentence there, Sergio. It was like there's the tsunami that happened and then the re-election of Bush, and it's just like it's a lot of disappointment. All right, so the thing was single life versus well, not like married life, I suppose, but like
with a wifed up life.
Yeah, I have a live-in girlfriend. I think that's a stupid term too. Like a living girlfriend. Was she like an animal? Like, you know what I mean? Like she lives in a
She's my property.
She's in the cage with you, you know? Like, it's my living girlfriend. Like dogs live with you, you know what I mean? Like they're living pets, you know, like
it's different, like when you live with a girl. I dated somebody for a long time, right? And we never moved in together, which was a huge reason for her why there was so much strife between us. But honestly, she was just really fucking overbearing and annoying, and it's why I never did it. It's why I never fucking did it. Like we practically lived together. I need my space.
Did you have like flashbacks? Did you have like little points of like in throughout the day where you'd be like, this is what it's gonna be like to fucking.
Yo, my man, like she would call me like 3 times a day at work. I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Oh my god, baby, let me tell you, this kid threw up. I'm like, oh my, yo, bro, honestly, I should get an Academy Award for the nigga who could pretend to give a fuck, because I gave no shits about any of the, like, she literally would say the dumbest shit. I'm like, oh my god, babe, that's fucking crazy. Like, bro, I really tried to be involved in the shit that she used to like, but it was all such basic bitch shit. Like she was a grown woman who loved the Vampire Diaries. So you know what I did? You know what I did? I swear, I really did this. I stayed up when she went to bed. After I fucked the shit out of her, right? She went to bed, and I stayed up. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get into this Vampire Diaries thing. So that'll be our thing. That'll be our couple thing.
Yeah.
So I like Netflix all of it, and I was just like watching the fucking Vampire Diaries. I'm like, oh my god, this show is fucking stupid. It's like it takes all the good elements of like an Anne Rice novel and then somehow fucks it up completely. Like it is a bad show.
Shits it out, just like shits on you.
My man, this show is so fucking bad. Like the girl who's of the protagonist, like even like all those vampire shows. Like, you wouldn't have all these problems if you just dated within your own fucking species. You're dating, this guy's a monster. He eats people.
What was the shit you were saying last time about the Twilight movies? And you were just like, this guy's a fucking pedophile.
Oh my, he's a pedophile. Because she loved Twilight. So I saw every last Twilight movie, right? So in Twilight, it's like, the guy he's like 100 and something years old, right? And he's like, instead of using his years to become a ninja, go fight crime, fucking cure kid. There's so many things. He went back to high school to fuck high school bitches. That's what he did. That's what he did. And then he's like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to make you a vampire because it's really bad, but I'm gonna fuck your kitty pussy. Come here. Like,
you pulled the tie gun.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you have, commitment issues?
Yeah, but that's a good point. I never thought about Twilight in that sense. You know what I mean? He definitely is like this fucking 400-year-old dude. Go off and fuck other vampires. Nigga, what the hell are you doing?
Why, bro? I have nothing in common with a 16-year-old. I could not even imagine a guy that old having something in common. Have you ever spoken to a 16-year-old? I have 2 sisters. One is, I think, 15. The other one is 17. Like, I love them to death, but I can't talk to them for too long because everything they say is stupid. They have no idea about the way the world works. They want to talk about fashion and all this shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, yo, bro, he's a creep. He's a fucking creep. No, he loves her. You know, half the time in the movie, he's like telling her, I love you so much, but I just want to kill you. What? How is this okay?
You know what's funny? I've actually seen the Twilight movies, and I didn't see the last one, though. And then it took, like, a while for my girl. I remember the last one we saw in the theater. She just turned around, looked at me, and she goes, these are terrible movies. She just like had a moment of clarity when she goes,
like, yeah.
and then she looked at me and she goes, can we leave? Seriously, I don't mind if we leave. Can we leave? You think they give us back our money?
My man.
She literally had a moment.
There's a scene.
And I looked at her and I was just like, you really for real? You want to end my suffering, or are you just saying this because you're looking at me and not having a good time? Or do you not like this for real? And she goes, no, I seriously don't. Like, this is stupid. She's like, I already figured out the whole plot. Like, this whole... She goes, I'm not good at storytelling nor any stories. She goes, but if I figured this out already, like, it's bad, bro. Like, she just came out in a minute. She's like, if I've already figured this out, it's terrible.
One of the worst things in that movie was the scene when the main guy, Edward, whatever, he's like, he wants to kill himself, and he steps out into the sunlight, right, to reveal his like fucking ridiculously skinny body, and he glittered.
That was
he
weird.
Glitters.
That was so weird.
Do you guys know that? They fucking glitter.
They shine like diamonds in the sun.
They're so beautiful. Fuck you, man. Fuck you.
That's weird.
And you know the thing is, 50 Shades of Grey is a Twilight fan fiction.
It started off as a fan fiction of Twilight, right? Yeah, the 50 Shades of Grey.
I had no fucking idea.
Yeah. Yo, some fucking middle-aged woman is sitting like in the middle of the country
I'm sorry.
writing this shit. That's what happens.
I consider myself a feminist. But if you read 50 Shades of Grey, you're a whore. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
look, man, look, women are in a different level than guys. Look, that is their porn. You know what I mean? Like that.
I'm a creep because I like Assparade and you're reading this smut in front of me with your fucking, like you got a swimming pool in your granny panties. Like,
no, I'm serious. That is porn. And like my girl didn't read it, and then she goes, "It's a stupid book." She was like, "I read like the back page of it." And she was like, I put it down immediately, like it was retarded. And she likes to read, you know. She's into like novels, but like serious novels, you know. Like her favorite author is Gabriel Garcia. What's his name? Gabriel Garcia Marquez.
Mm-hmm.
That guy.
I don't know what that is.
He's written Cien Años de Soledad, like 100 Years of Solitude.
Okay, I heard of that.
So he wrote that, but those are books that she likes to read. So when she told me, she was like, yeah, I picked up the 50 Shades of Grey book because everybody was reading it. She goes, but then I read the back page and was like, I put it down. Like, oh, God, no. She goes, what is this? She goes, this is literally porn. Like, she puts it back and she's like, have you heard about it? And I was like, yeah, it is. It's a fucking porn novel. Like that's all it is. It's like a straight porn novel. But that's how women get, that's what turns them on.
I was talking to this girl who read the book, right? My ex also read the book. But this girl was telling me about the book. She's like, yeah, and there's this scene where he takes her on a dinner date with his parents, and he's pulling anal beads out of her ass. I'm like, first of all,
I don't wash your hands. You fucking dirty.
Yeah, like that's. First of all, I'm like, how the fuck is he doing that and no one's noticing that he's pulling this out of her ass? Secondly, you're doing that in front of your parents, in front of your fucking parents, bro. Like it's not like okay, I've done things like, you know, like, oh man, there's people here, let's go sneak away and fuck real quick in the bathroom. That's not the same thing. You're literally playing with someone's asshole in front of your mom. Where's the respect, bro?
Look, I'm not gonna lie. I've done some disrespectful shit like that. Not on that level, not on like Dorian Gray level, but I was dating this older woman when I was younger, and we were having sex, and she stops and she takes a call from her mom, and like while she's on the phone with her mom, I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna slide back in. So then like I put it back in, and I start going at it like, and she's like trying to like not let her mom know that this is going on. So she's like trying to talk. She's like, yes, mom. Yes, mom. And I'm just like, yeah, you like that? Like, I'm just sitting there, just like giving it to her, like, yeah. Like I think that's the closest I've gotten to doing.
That is nowhere near on the same level as fucking taking balls and shoving it in and out of someone's cornhole.
That's why I said that. Like I was like, yeah, it's nowhere near like Dorian Gray, but like.
He's not Dorian Gray. What's his name? Something Gray. Because Dorian Gray is a pretty awesome character from
the Daddy Warbucks or whatever.
Something Gray.
Name.
Some Christian Gray. There we go.
Christian Gray. Who the hell is Dorian Gray?
Dorian Gray is from the book. Dorian Gray.
Oh, right.
See, I was seeing a girl in Buff actually that she'd go to work. She worked at a bank, and she would often go with like anal beads in.
What?
That's pretty sexy.
Just to play with herself while she was working.
That's pretty hot. Is she hot? Is she hot or is she gross? Because she sounds like
I think she's gross.
Cute.
Wait,
you know, sometimes like the freaky shit that you love like a girl to do, it's like a fat bitch who's into it, and that's a problem for me, man. Like,
what's your problem with the hefty one?
I know I sound like I know it's a douchebag thing, but I fucking feel that way. Like,
what's the big
like,
thing?
I feel that way. Like,
what's the thing that like turns you off the most about big women?
That they're fat.
Is that
I don't like how it looks.
Is that what
I don't
it is?
like. Yes, I really don't like.
You don't like the way it jiggles?
I don't like how it jiggles. I don't like how it fucking.
You don't like the warmth though?
I mean, they do have really gushy vaginas. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But like it looks like hidden sometimes. Like, oh man, I don't fucking like it, man. I remember one time I was
All right, would you rather take a big woman with like a nice looking vagina, or would you take like a skinny girl with like blown out like meat curtains?
blown out meat curtains.
Yeah, like would you take that over like who would you smash? Like which one?
I don't know. I have to see that. I'd have to see.
You never seen meat curtains?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen meat curtains.
Like lips
oh
like.
my god, that's pretty gross.
When it looks like roast beef, you ever seen that?
So can I just like not fuck either one of them? Is that enough?
No, you gotta do one or you
I'll
die.
probably do the fat chick.
The fat girl
Yeah.
over the ugly.
Well, if the other one's ugly on top of that, Jesus Christ, no, yeah, I'm doing the fat bitch.
Alright, what about, you ever been in a situation where like it's been like an ugly chick, but then she takes off her pants and it's like the prettiest pussy you've ever seen before in your life?
Yeah.
You're just like, Jesus Christ, you're walking around with that? Like, that's amazing. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, for sure.
I like innies. I don't like outies. I don't like girls with like vagina lips on the outside.
I just like girls that give me vagina. Like honestly, like God bless their souls. I love every last one of them. Like, I don't know. Going back to the fat girls, I don't know. I've always been that way, even as a kid.
The big girls?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of big girls. There's guys who like big girls. They're called black, and that's fine. Black guys. Yo, it's true. Black guys like big girls.
I don't know what the affinity is there for like bigger women. Well, it's not just black guys. There's lots of like Latinos that love big women. There's lots of like.
But Latinos are black, my man. Like they're fucking black.
This is true. I know Dominicans that love big girls. So like that's all they do.
Dominicans are straight up African, bro. Like we just are. Like all our music is like straight up African and shit like that. We have like
Balo. Whenever the first time I heard
bro,
Balo,
yes.
Like,
you know what that is? It's
like,
voodoo music. You know what we do in DR? Voodoo. We do voodoo, man. We do that shit.
We do DR voodoo. Like we'll get that done. Wait, where are you from, Serge?
I'm Peruvian and Argentinian.
Peruvian. Alright. So I know Argentinians for a fact that some of them are like pretty like.
They're all pretty much white. They're as white as you can get without being in Spain.
Yeah. So, but they're like very like superficial, right? Like they don't like big girls aren't like so liked in Argentina, right? But I know Peruvian guys that do like bigger women.
Yeah.
Like they'll like the big hips and like the big booties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They lose their fucking mind when you get here and they see like Dominican, Puerto Rican girls walking around. Like,
because it's so different from their type of girl.
Like I've seen that for a fact. Like one of my childhood brothers, like that's what he fucking loves.
Yeah.
Like that's his thing. You could always catch him at the strip club with like some big booty Puerto Rican girl on his shit. Like he'd be like, like just having a good time. So yeah, but that's what he is. He's Peruvian and Ecuadorian actually.
Yeah.
So, but I know in Argentina, in Argentina, like I know that they don't. They're not so much for that.
I didn't grow up around that many
Argentinians.
Peruvians or Argentinians.
Really?
And I know Jersey is full of them.
Oh yeah.
Of Argentinians?
Of both.
Both, yeah.
I only met one Argentinian kid. His name was Clayton Barry. I shit you not. His name.
That's the most Latino sounding name I've ever heard before in my life.
I swear. His name was Clayton Barry, and he was very hood.
I want to tag him in the podcast just to see if he's real, if he finds this
Clayton Barry.
I don't know. Look, I mean, it's gonna get sad really quickly. Like he was a Latin king. He went to Mount St. Michael with me. He stole a teacher's cell phone. Somebody snitched. Like he got thrown out. Him and a bunch of other Latin kings. And like secretly, I was like, good. They're thugs. I'm sorry. I came here to study. I want to get out of my neighborhood. And I get stabbed. You know what I mean?
He said good. You thug.
Anyway, like one day, my friend says he saw him in the street. He's like, yo, I just saw Clayton. And I'm like, where'd you see him? Is he doing well? He's like, nah, bro. He's a homeless. I was like, what? He's a homeless. He's like, yeah, bro. Like he doesn't have a home.
First of all, that term is hysterical.
That's a terrible term.
Yeah.
Bro. Like I work
He's
with that population. I'm like a homeless. Jesus.
A homeless.
But if you work with the homeless and you said a homeless at your job, that wouldn't bode well for you.
Yeah,
No, I'm pretty sure they'd be like, what the fuck are you saying?
Like, yeah, I was just talking to this, homeless. Fuck this guy, like.
Yo, I don't know what you did yesterday, bro. I don't know what you did to that audience, but like I tried at the end of the show and I was like, yeah, he actually does good work. Like that's what he does for a living. And people were still like, yo, fuck that guy. Like he's still.
Yo, it was just this.
I
It was
wish I
those
was
three
this plug the
bitches
show.
in front.
Huh?
Plug the show.
Oh, right. The naked whiskey.
Naked Whiskey Comedy Show. We do it at Delilah's. I mean,
Dahlia's.
Dahlia's, sorry. Delilah's someone else.
Yeah. Dahlia's in Tribeca, 353 Greenwich.
Yes. And we also do the Whiskey Business Comedy Show at P&K Grill in the Bronx, 231st Street.
231st.
Right off Broadway. But yeah, like the jokes I was telling, Jay's mom came up to me. She was like, "Ooh, I liked you."
She did?
Yes. Yes. My man, like it was just those three girls. Like,
Yeah, those three girls in the front.
those three girls in the front, and then like my man, the crowd was empty when I performed. I was like, "Yo, I'm sorry that you guys don't know comedy. I'm sorry."
Yeah, let's do a little more. Yeah, so like, man, look, listen, it was a weird crowd yesterday. It was pretty diverse. I don't know if you guys, I was pretty proud of that though. The fact that it was a diverse crowd. There, there were some black people here, there were some Latinos over here, there were some white people over here, and then there was like even some Indian people, some Asian people that were there. I was like,
That's the guy I called fat.
yeah.
Well, I mean, he was being an asshole. Like, first off, out of nowhere.
He's like,
First off-
it's one to no one.
First off, his girl was talking to me, and I was like, "Did you just say you want the D?" And she's like, she wanted the D, my nigga. You saw when I called her out. She didn't know what to do with herself. I'm like, "Yo, I'll take care of that. I'll take care of that." And then he wanted to get upset. I'm like, "Look, guy, shut up with your terrible hairline."
Oh,
and his comeback, like, cause he's like a 6th grader.
Yeah.
He's like, "Thanks, one or no."
That's what he said.
Yeah, and I was like,
I almost spit my drink out when he said that. I was just like, what are you,
she was like,
child?
and then, but his friends were like, "Ooh." I was like, yeah. Well, did you also know that you're fat?
Bro, when you said that, I was just like, oh, please don't walk over and punch him. Like, what's gonna happen next?
And then the guy was like, yeah, well, shut up, man. I was like, yeah, you have the biggest boobs in your table. Yo, he was mad, but he came back after the show. He was like, yo, man, that shit was funny, yo. I'm like, yeah, I know, because I'm a fucking comedian, motherfucker. Don't interrupt me.
Alright, hold on. I wanted to ask you, aside from like the big women, what's another like non-negotiable that you have, like physically, like when it comes to girls, like something that you can't negotiate on, like there's no giving up. Like one of the
I don't like chicks who wear like weaves.
Okay.
I don't like weaves. Like
I think that's every girl now though.
I used to
even the ones with hair, they wear those tracks. The
like I've never.
You can't get away from that shit.
I've only ran into it like honestly once, and it was
not a good experience
because they don't let you like touch their hair when they wear weaves. Yeah. Like
I had an experience with it, like that shit stunk, bro. Like like that weave, I guess
like,
it was old.
It looks weird.
It smelled really.
And like I knew
bro.
the girl before she put in weave. She used to like braid her hair, like. She used to look really good, man. Then she put the weave in, and then I told her, like, it was a good weave. It was expensive and shit. And I went to touch it. She's like, no, this is expensive.
Okay.
I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, my homegirl's a Dominican, and she had like a different weave on like every weekend.
I don't like weaves.
That's you know how long it takes for them to put on weave?
I hate weave because it's like
That's
self-hate.
dedication.
It might have been extensions. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's dedication.
It's like self-hate. It's like,
It's a little
I
bit
really
of
want to
self-hate.
look white, so put this shit in
It's
my
a little
hair.
bit of self-hate.
I don't like that shit.
But you know what? Also,
That's
like,
not really a non-negotiable for me. I mean, I will fuck you as long as you're like.
I mean, I would still fuck you, but
Like, yo, honestly, like.
so like a non-negotiable. Like for me, like I know it sounds funny. I'm not that tall of a guy.
Hygiene.
I'm 5'7", but I don't like girls that are my height or below.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
I only love short girls. I
Really?
don't
I
like
can't
bikini
do it,
bitches.
man.
Like I'm like, yo, I like to feel like a fucking Viking, alright? Like you gotta be shorter than me. Actually, no, I don't even care. Honestly, just be like, have a vagina. That's like, if you don't have a vagina, that's like the biggest not.
I dated a few short women, and sometimes I feel like they're just as bad as like short guys with like they have like that Napoleon complex a little bit. Like some short women are just really angry for like no reason. Like
I don't know.
both of the women that I dated that were short that I took serious, they were pretty angry people, and I'm not sure if it had to do with their height, but like all the time they'd be starting shit with like taller women, you know, like all the time. So like I started to put two and two together. Like, wait a minute, what the fuck is going on here? But like I started dating women that were like my height and like a little bit like taller, and I haven't dealt with that since. To be honest with you, like I have not dealt with like unmitigated like or unjustified fucking anger issues. I haven't dealt with that.
Nah, I like small girls. Like I do. I'm a short
Probably
dude.
a tough life.
What do you mean?
Being a short.
Being short. Yeah, you know what? I also figured out like shorter women like to drive big cars. Like I have no idea why. Like I think it's the most hysterical thing on earth. Like you'll see a girl come out like of a big like a Chevy Tahoe and then she's like 5'3". She gets out of the car, she's gotta jump out like.
That's sexy.
That's so funny to me. Like
That's
what,
mad sexy.
you're driving a Hummer and you're like nothing. You're like, you know what I mean? You're like fucking Snooki.
That's hot to me.
There is something hot about a girl driving a big car.
Yeah, I just love like short girls. I do.
Was your mom like? Was she like a short woman? Or was she tall?
No, probably. She was probably pretty short.
Mm.
That reminds me in Buffalo. There's this older Puerto Rican woman. She was probably like 5'2", and her husband was like in jail. And she had a house in the west side. She just drove this big ass like fucking
A big drug dealer car.
This is one of the few like in that part of Buffalo like Puerto Rican women who had her shit together. So she was all business outfit and everything. And
Wait, is there like a community of Latinos in Buffalo?
Yeah.
I would imagine it's just straight like.
Buffalo's straight hood, bro. I
Is
went
it?
there a few times and I was like, I saw other dudes get into altercations and it was fucking bad, bro.
Yo, honestly, a lot of people don't really know this. I didn't know until I went. I didn't know this, but DC is really hood, man.
Super.
Like,
It's
Are
the
you
worst.
kidding me? It was like the murder capital.
I had no idea. No, but I'm like, even amongst like white people, it was so weird. I saw two white guys fighting outside of a bar. And it was the weirdest thing I've never seen two white people fight in the street ever before. I was just so weirded out.
You just haven't been to Boston, bro.
No, I think I went to Boston. Like I would not mess with like a white guy from Boston.
Well, there's
Irish-
probably like a lot of rednecks right outside of DC, but like, DC's always been super segregated for like since slavery ended. Like the area behind the Capitol has always been. Like,
They just never got their shit together.
Have you seen 10 Years a Slave? The scene where they capture him, like, is like right behind the Capitol. Like I just that's how I envision DC.
Oh my god.
Malcolm X talked about it. Like other people talked about it.
Yeah, it was pretty surreal, man, to see two white guys go at it. I'm talking about like go at it, like really like they're trading blows.
I seen that in Bingo too. Like white guys go out. Yo, bro, the white fraternities in Binghamton were like straight up street gangs. I remember there was some frat.
Or like
called-
soccer hooligans.
No, they were thugs, bro. They were thugs. There was this frat called TDX, and they
TD
just
Tanks?
they just started. But they literally came onto campus one day. It was like there was no TDX, and boom, there was 50 of them. Yeah, man, TDX, motherfucker. And then they went through all these parties. Anyway, they got into it with like the other big like white fraternity. When they say mainstream, they mean white.
Yeah.
So like they got into it with the other like big like frat whatever. And you know what these motherfuckers did? They did on some straight up like terrorist shit. They killed a deer.
What?
They killed a deer. Then they took the deer's blood and painted their letters on the other frat's door and left the dead deer body.
Oh my
there.
god.
I would have been terrified. I'm like, yo, what?
Hell yeah.
Call the police. Call the police.
I love the frat house,
This
bro.
is terrible.
That would've been
This
so
is not why I
bad.
came to school.
Oh my god.
So I gotta tell this Binghamton story. So when I went there on a road trip, I think, for the frat, and it happened to be Howard Zinn was speaking at Binghamton that same night. So like some of my friends from Buffalo, like activisty friends, educated friends, like sophisticated and stuff, came down, and I didn't get to go see them because we were doing frat stuff. But I was texting the friends and said, look, we have this party downtown. We have a club party come through. So like these girls came, and we're in the club, we're drunk or whatever. We finally found them. Like I finally found them, to say hi to them. And the second we met at the club. This fight breaks out between the bros and like locals.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
And like it spills out into the street. So there's like 100 people in the street. And Lewis, Quiet Lou, Kayao, my chapter brother. He's like, sir, come. And he goes to the car while these people are brawling. And this is the impression that these girls get on my frat, right? And he pulls out a baseball bat from his trunk and goes into the crowd and starts swinging.
What? What? A little battery. A little battery is committed. That's fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
That's fucking.
Yo, Binghamton was the worst for that, bro. It was like the school, like where all these like wannabe thugs and posers went, man. Like it was I ran into some.
I always thought Old Westbury was that kind of school.
Nah, Old Westbury is a hood school because that's like baby mama university. That's like, oh, I couldn't get into literally any other school, so I went into Old Westbury. But like Binghamton is like a good school. It's a good school. But like, and I want to say, oh, it's just the minorities that act like that, bro. No, like the white people were just as ratchet as like the minorities, like or whatever.
I've been in this situation before. I was with Omar. He's black. He's pretty dark.
Yeah, I know Omar.
You know, dreadlocks, all this stuff. It was with him and a high school friend of mine, and I forgot where we were, but we drove into like this part of like town in South Orange where it's just like you can tell it's just white people in that area, and I thought it was hysterical because the contrast was like we got like pretty nervous. You know, like we were in the car, we were just like, and I was looking around and I was just like, yo, Omar, like I love you and everything, like, but you're really, really black in this area. Like, you're like really black. I don't want something to like happen. And then he goes, yeah, can we please like leave? Seriously, this is starting to be uncomfortable. And I thought it was hysterical because that's something that we don't really talk about a lot. You know what I mean? Like people don't really talk about like how it is for like brown folk. Sometimes when we get like, intimidated, you know, like. It happens a lot. It happens more often than most people would care to admit.
Yeah, I had I have a chapter brother, Jevin, who had like a really hard upbringing. Like
right
here, he didn't have the upbringing even like other brothers in the chapter had. He had a really tough life, and as a result, he's like really hard. But I took him for this thing called the Midnight Bike Ride in Buffalo, where people get together and ride bikes. Like at midnight, 200 people get together, ride bikes, drink, smoke, fireworks, trespassing, all bonfires. Crazy shit. It's amazing, but it
sounds like a lot of fun.
It's mostly white kids.
Right.
You know, it changed a little bit when I got my hands on it. But like, I finally got him to come. He's there. He's quiet, and then the night was over, and I'm like, "What do you think?" He's like, "That's cool. But I'm probably not coming again." It's like, "Why?" It's like, people are fucking weird, and they kept trying to talk to me. Like, this dude was talking to me, and I was like,
"Who is that?"
"Who are you?" He's Antonio and Felix's line brother. Wow.
Oh,
I don't know who that is.
It's funny that
the UMF designer. Shout out Universal Mindfuck, the clothing line.
Is he the one that had a daughter that kind of looks like Chris Brown?
No.
What?
I don't think he has a daughter.
He had a daughter that.
No, there's a guy in his chapter that he kind of looks like Chris Brown.
Oh, really? You too? That's what my homegirl says. Oh, that's Ray. That's Ray.
Yeah, he does look like Chris Brown, bro. Definitely does. But
man, that's funny. No, but that's a funny thing that they made him feel comfortable just by like. He was.
They're just being like friendly, chatty white people.
And he thought it was like, yeah. That's so weird.
Red alert, you know.
It's an awkward situation though. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I fucking love hanging out with white people.
The fair race.
Huh?
He said the fair.
Well, I like dichotomy amongst my friends. You know what I mean? Like, yo, your friends serve different purposes, bro. Like, they really do.
It's true.
Like, I have friends of all like ethnicities and backgrounds and stuff like that. Like, and it's pretty cool. Like, white people are into some really poppin' shit. Like, they really are.
Really
like,
poppin' shit.
Like, I do sparring races and shit like that, and like they have their little teams, and you build camaraderies, and you go out for a couple.
Yeah,
of days.
you know what? I understand what you're saying. Just because I would think it would be hard to get like a group of Latinos to do something like that.
I mean, there are Latinos who are into that, but generally speaking, no. Like, and
yeah, but can you imagine like a team of like Latinos doing a sparring race? Can you
I have a team of Latinos doing sparring race. It's pretty loud.
I've noticed.
How big is your team now?
I mean, so far right now it's like 4 guys, but that's a team. That's a team, man. I mean, but
how well do you guys do in the race? I don't know if they time the races.
They time them, yeah. They're all timed.
How well do you guys do?
We're just a team. Last year, the team I was on was like, it was mad mixed. It was a huge team. It was mostly white people and a couple of my friends, whatever. It was huge, and like they were like at one point like, yo, just leave us, because they were going mad slow. Like, yo, because they had chicks with them and stuff who like weren't fit. Not to say, because yo, there's some girls at that
sparring why would you do that race?
Yo, there are girls at that sparring race, my man, that they will put you to shame, bro. Like,
yeah, they are, I'm sure.
And they're hot too. They're so hot. But so whatever, I smoked all of them. I left them all behind. I had the best time for my team.
So like, I've always had this question in my mind about those kinds of races, right? Like, 'cause I think those races are cool. I think they're awesome, and I want to do one. But I want to do one when I can take it serious. You know, say when I'm more like fit and I can take it serious, and I'm not just out there dicking around.
Mm-hmm.
But like, how many people get injured? I've always had that question. It's like, how many people?
I have no idea. I know that injuries can happen. They do happen. I saw a guy pass out.
I would imagine that's.
I saw a dude like he didn't twist his hand. He broke something. The dude straight up broke something. I almost got hit by like a rock.
Oh my god.
But someone said, "Yo, move!" And I literally jumped out the way, and the rock went like that. Bro, I was gonna die.
Where the hell did this rock come from?
Yeah, bro.
Like, we were in a mountain in Vermont, and so we're coming down the hill, but you have like these like 50-pound sandbags coming down.
Oh.
So I'm coming down. This guy's like, "No!" Bro, it's like nighttime. I can't see shit, and I literally jumped out. I jumped like this, like a Die Hard movie. I jump out of the way, and I just see the rock shoot and keep going straight down.
How big was the rock?
It was like it was probably like this big. Be like enough to like do
It could have
serious
maimed
damage.
you. It could have maimed you.
Yeah, bro. Like I was like not gonna be the same. I was gonna be like a retard or something after that, bro. You're not just gonna brush this off and walk away. Like I was gonna be really hurt or dead.
So politically correct you are sometimes. Bro, I'm gonna be retarded. That rock is gonna hit me.
You're gonna wake up a full-on retard, baby. That's just what happened. Like, yo, it was crazy.
Yo, you know what I always thought about aside from the injuries is like, is that like so like a sparring race or like a Tough Mudder race, something like that? Is that something that you could honestly do with like your partner, like with that, like your
significant other?
Yeah, like your partner, like your girlfriend, your
I
what if you get into a fight in the middle of that shit?
Not with who? People
Bro, like,
fight you.
No, I'm talking about like amongst yourself. Like, yeah, you get like into a relationship argument in the middle of the race. Can you imagine that? Like, can you imagine sitting there like?
Oh my god. No, because you're gonna want to work together because of the first of all, there's different races or whatever.
That's
right?
the one thing most couples do the worst is working together. You know that, right? You know that's like one of the things that like most couples. It's like that joke that Kevin Hart says. You know, like when you start going out with somebody and she takes a little bit of your juice and you're just like, oh, that's fine. But like when you've been together for a while, bro. That is like an argument. You're like, what the fuck, bitch? You can't get your own fucking juice? Like, we were just at the place. Do you get juice?
I used to hate that. I'd be like, yo, do you want anything? Nah, I'm good. And then I'm like, alright, I'm gonna order something. You sure you don't want anything? No. And she comes and takes my shit.
Takes the food. That's what I'm saying. In the beginning, it's cute, but then like,
yo, you know I like hot wings, yo. Why you fucking with me, man? You don't even like hot wings.
That was
bitch.
When I lived with my ex. I was telling the story before the podcast. I left my bachelor pad to move in with my ex, and it's like I love to cook, but like she wouldn't let me cook.
She wouldn't.
Because she didn't like the way that I cleaned.
What?
And so like it was just this head butting.
That's so
That's
weird.
still there. Yeah.
Man. I don't like the way you clean. I don't like the way my girl washes dishes though, so I can understand. Like,
well, I was pretty messy at the time.
Were you? Oh.
Yeah.
I think guys in general are just messy. But like I could see a couple having a full-on argument and in the middle of the fucking sparring race. Like, you see that shit? We're fucking losing right now because you haven't fucking pulled your weight.
Yo.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay, we're sitting there looking at that girl's
I don't know.
ass.
She
had a big ass. You know what I mean? Like, I can definitely see that.
I've seen a lot of couples there, and like I've never once witnessed an argument. Like as long as you help each other and you got yours.
You probably have to. Those kind of couples probably meet up and establish like, hey, we're both into fitness and doing crazy shit, like CrossFit couples and shit like that.
It would be like type
Yo,
A.
CrossFit is ridiculous. First of all, everyone who I've ever met personally, like that I know, I'm sure there's there's other CrossFit people who are pretty fit, but every CrossFit person I know is like, yeah, I'm totally into CrossFit, this, that, and the third. First, it's like a cult, and none of them are in shape. I read, they post, all they do is post onto Instagram, all these horrible, like, yeah, today I did 50 million burpees, followed by like exercises I've never even fucking heard of. I'm like, why?
Real exercises, that's the only thing that I've always questioned about CrossFit, because some of the things that I see on the CrossFit circuits, I'm like, why would you need to do that?
The way they do the pull-ups and shit, I'm like, yo, you're just banging your joints, bro. Like, you're doing a lot of damage to your body. Like,
at that point, that's the other
bro,
thing.
I'm 28 years old. I worry about my joints.
Look, man, like everybody that I've ever known to do CrossFit has gotten injured. Everybody that I know.
You're going to get
some pretty serious injuries too. This one guy like skinned most of his shin. Like he was like trying to climb up these You gotta jump over them. There's like these stacks of like planks that they had him doing that, and then like he had to jump over them, and he missed one. And his fucking shin caught like the corner of the
Jumping
plank.
over shit? Like, yo, like I've done the jump on. I don't know, man. Look, honestly, like if whatever your fitness goal is whatever. My fitness goal has always been, I just want to look good naked. That's it. Like honestly, like if you want to lift like a bajillion pounds, why? Are you gonna fight crime? Like, what are you gonna do with that?
Are you gonna fight
You're
crime?
a fucking accountant. Why do you need to bench like 500 pounds, you fucking asshole?
Can you imagine some guy in this little cube like just breaking pencils constantly because he's so big? It's just like, what?
That's ridiculous.
Need more pencils!
What the fuck is the point of that? Like, no, man. Like, I don't like it. Like, my boy was obsessed with CrossFit. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do CrossFit. Da, da, da. Like, and I'm like, I'm looking.
They talk the most shit. I gotta be honest with you. I agree with you there. I think CrossFit people talk the most shit.
They love talking
on
shit.
social media.
Like, no, it's not even that. It's just like, yeah, like you be talking to them and like, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. You can be like, yeah, yo, and then my grandmother died. And like, yo, that's crazy. You know what would help you deal with that is if you went to CrossFit. Like,
like what? I'm grieving, you fuck.
Like, are you serious? Yo, fuck CrossFit. That shit.
Oh, that's funny. You know, one of the funniest memes I've seen, like, I think I saw this meme like years ago though, but it was like, you know that Morpheus meme where it says like, what if I told you?
Yeah.
And about it was like, what if I told you that you could go to the gym and didn't have to tell everybody about it?
Yeah.
Like I was like, yo, when I saw that I started dying. I was like, yo, it's fucking true. It's so true.
Yo, let me tell you one of the weirdest experiences I ever had on a date, right? So I went on a date with this girl. And you know what she did? She catfished me, man. I fell for this.
Ooh, wait, have you ever been catfished, Louis? You know what
Sergio. No,
I'm sorry,
think
Sergio.
so.
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
I've talked to people online that are like clearly fake, but like I didn't.
Really?
No, actually, my first date in Buffalo, I got off a dating website, and I was fucking 18.
Right.
Like she didn't have a picture of herself, so we just like met, and I'm 5'7", and she's like 6'1".
No! Oh my god.
Yes. Like
See, that's too tall for me.
hood ass white girl from like
Jesus.
the hood part of Buffalo too. It was
she hot? That's the most
she was tall.
part.
She was tall.
He was
So I mean, so like I proved that I could like work with it. Yeah.
He's like,
He was like, I proved that.
He just looked down and was like,
Was she good? Was she good?
Was it cavernous though? Was
I was not really. Not really. I was on the, I was her rebound guy.
Nice.
It
awesome.
served its purpose.
I'm a professional side dude.
See, there's nothing wrong with that though, right? Like, if you know, like you're like the rebound guy, like you understand, like full and well what you're going into, right? Like, fuck, there's no problem with that.
Yo, but let me tell you. So this chick catfishes me, right? First, she was like a really cute Trinidadian girl, right? Like very pretty, but like her pictures were old as shit. They were old as shit, right? So we go to this fucking restaurant. We meet up at this bar, and you know what? It was that day that where you and your girl invited me to that thing. I'm like, I can't. I'm on a date.
Oh my god! Yeah,
it was for this freaking chick, right?
You fucking missed out that day.
Look, I don't need to be reminded. I know what I missed out on. I know what I missed out on. But this fucking girl, we get there, whatever. I'm like, all right, whatever. Maybe she's interesting. We start talking about shit, and she's like, the first thing she says, oh, I don't really drink like that. Huge problem for me. Huge problem for me. What do you mean you're fucking, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, whatever, we keep talking. Then she keeps talking some more, and I'm like, oh my god, she's fucking crazy. Like, she's controlled by her mom. She went to some school. Like, I don't understand people, you're an adult and you're still controlled by your parents. My parents don't know a fucking thing about my life. They don't know a fucking thing about me. Like, outside of what I tell them, like, they don't fucking know.
It's actually true, my mom doesn't.
Like, you think my grandmother calls me, she's like, you better not do this, you better not do. I'm like, yo, do you pay my bills? No. Like, honestly, she was in school, she's transferred out, she got some, she was going to some shitty community college, dropped out of that shit, and then she was working at a bank, and then she told me that one day she got really upset, locked herself in the vault, and just started crying, and they had to call her out of there. I'm like, yo, you're like emotionally unstable in my head, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is why I said this when we were talking about CrossFit. So she's like, yeah, I've gone up and down in weight a lot. Like I'm 1 minute I'm super skinny, then I'm kind of thick, then I'm like fat. I'm like, whoa, that's like a huge sign that, you're batshit crazy.
It's yo-yo dieting.
Yo, like a yo, bro. Like, and then she goes to me. She starts talking to me about like getting fit and all this. I hate that. I fucking hate that. Like, unless you're gonna pay me as a client, like, I don't want to discuss this. So then she goes, yeah, my biggest area is here, and she slaps her arm fat.
So sexy.
And then, but this is the cherry on top. Then she starts showing me pictures of her nieces and nephews and telling me how much she loves children and how she'd love to have them someday soon. I was like, yeah, let me get the check. So I was a gentleman and I walked into her bus stop and I was like, fuck
man,
that.
you. Meanwhile, back at the range, my girl's like pressuring me to get in contact with Rada. Like, call Rada. There are no guys here. Can you call Rada? It's a room. It was literally apartment 78 in the Heights, and it's like a small bar, but it was just packed of nothing but like sorority girls and like they were drunk as shit. It got to the point where like they were demanding for reggae to be played, and the DJ was like, after we lowered the blinds, you animals. Like literally, it was getting to that point where the DJ was like, behave! Like behave! I will stop playing this fucking music if you guys don't stop being so ratchet right now.
Yeah.
Like that's how bad it was getting. It was like a happy hour with like $3 sangrias. They were going fucking.
I mean, yeah, I missed an awesome time, but that girl like was really weird. And then she hit me up the next day, like, hey, how's it going? I never responded.
It's the worst.
I never responded. I was like, yo, like, no. Why do you think I will talk to you ever again? Do you know every last horrible thing that you're
What if she watches this? What if she listens to this later on?
Yo.
And she gets her heart broken? Like, I always stop.
Well, no, like, I always thought about maybe I should text her. So like going forward.
Bro, what if you wake up and there's like deer blood on your fucking toe? With her initials on that?
I didn't say her name. Obviously, I don't remember.
There's someone for everybody. Probably with somebody.
She probably
I hope so, but like honestly, if she's not, don't do any of the things you did. Any of them. Because
don't do that again.
Don't pull out the kid card. Everything you did made my dick so dry. Like I was like, yo.
Shriveled up my penis. Went back inside my body.
No, I like that same night. I like the night before I had picked up some chick from a bar or whatever, and I sent her off in a taxi early in the morning, whatever, so I could get ready, go to the gym, do the things that I had to do, so I could meet this chick. And I'm like, yo, all this shit for nothing. I could have gone to fucking Angel's thing and had a great night. Like, yo, don't catfish people. Like that shit is terrible.
Wait, I just wanted to ask because you had this situation, right? Like this living situation, you live by yourself. Have you ever been through like a situation where like a girl will leave something here just so she can come back for that shit on purpose?
Yes. And one girl left panties and boots and shit like that.
No way.
Yeah. But I was taking that down for a while.
Oh, that's different though.
Yeah.
But like I mean like
I've had that situation. Yo, like honestly, I don't lie to girls. I talk to girls honestly. I have nothing but sisters, and a big way to avoid all these crazy scenarios. Like dudes be like, yo, chicks are fucking crazy. Chicks are not really crazy. They're different. They're emotional beings, and consequences and repercussions for them aren't as like they don't. Like a guy, like if you do some wild shit, like you might get your ass beat, right?
Yeah.
Like girls, like the world works differently for them. You know what I mean? So it's okay for them to do more emotional shit, like because they can always cry their way out of it. Really, like I mean, I don't mean to sound like a sexist, but like obviously it's true.
I like when girls physically fight. I don't know if that's sexist. I don't know if it can be considered sexist, but I don't like MMA fight, female MMA, and whatever.
I fucking love it.
I'm not too into it,
but it's so it's like I feel like it's worse than like when guys like they're they hit each other just with like fuck you.
It's a little bit like that, yeah. I think that's what disturbs me is that it's like, it can be like a guy like Anderson Silva will go out there and punch you in your face, tap tap tap. But he's trying to win the fight. He's not trying to murder you. Like, he's not trying to punch you in your face.
He's trying to murder you and shit on your soul.
You ever seen Ronda Rousey? Like Ronda Rousey when she fucking goes out there and demolishes a woman.
She's broken bitches' arms, bro.
Oh god,
she's a beast.
That's so
but not
crazy.
like what I was saying. Like chicks aren't really crazy. It's just dudes like to play a lot of games and like be dishonest, and then that's how you end up.
That's true.
That's how you end up with some girl that's like, oh my god, I've been putting all this time and
yeah, but guys
I want a baby.
Because you're like God forbid that a girl lies to a guy. Like God forbid, it's like the end of the fucking world. And I know it because the first time that happened to me, I was like, this is fucked up. Like, she's out here fucking lying to me. She lied to me.
Nobody wants to be lied to. Like, yo, you can get what you want and be honest. I mean, to a point.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I'm not gonna walk up to some girl and go, yeah, I just want to fuck you. Like, I mean, we can get to there, but like, you know, after I gotta be a little bit smooth, work my way in there, make, you know, like, but you can speak honestly to where, like, a lot of times they want the same thing.
I did nearly lost my fucking mind, yo. When I found out some girl like lied to me about like something, it was like the dumbest shit too. It wasn't something like crazy. I fucking damn near lost my goddamn mind. Like, I didn't know how to handle that shit. And I was just like, yo, and then I thought about it for a second. I was like, women deal with this shit all the fucking time. Being lied to. Like, that's
I mean, so do dudes. You don't have to, like, lie. But, plugs. Let's do, follow me on Instagram at Radhames the Comic. Let me tell you how that's spelled. It's spelled Radhames. So, RADHANES the Comic. All one word. Radhames the Comic at Instagram.
Yeah, you guys can also follow me on Instagram. It's just my name and 0, so it's just Angel Gonzalez 0 on Instagram. Also on Twitter, Angel E Gonzalez 0.
Oh, on Twitter, I'm Big Daddy Rada. Big Daddy RADA.
Also follow Whiskey Boys, Whiskey Business Comics on Instagram.
On Instagram, yes.
Is there anything else? Well, stay tuned for next month's show at P&K Grill and at Dahlia's. P&K in the Bronx. Most likely be like, what, the 13th?
That Friday, yeah, that same Friday. Friday the 13th again, yeah.
P&K Grill. And then the week after, again, we're going to do a Dahlia's.
Dahlia's.
Yeah, so stick around. We'll give you guys the lineup soon, and hope you enjoy our very first podcast.
That we still don't have a name for.
Yeah. Can you guys help us pick out a name for this?
How about Nameless Podcast with Radhames Tejada?
Well, they should submit suggestions to your Instagram.
Yo, we're leaving this up to the internet, though. Somebody's immediately going to type 2 douchebags talking about stupid shit.
Shove dicks in your face, pussy!
Why are we doing this?
We should do that. Like, if they like, yeah, go kill yourself, faggot 88. That's our name.
This is gonna backfire. Like before, remember like the Bill Cosby, before like the whole Bill Cosby controversy started. Yeah, he wanted to meme himself, and it totally backfired on him. Like the internet and it full of trolls, bro. Just like the internet and like it's massive legions of trolls.
Full of trolls and butthurt people. Bro.
Oh my god, bro! Like they fucking destroyed that man's like.
Yo, my older sister was an ultimate troll on AOL. She used to go on fucking. She used to go on AOL and like they go into like gay chat rooms.